Oh, hello. So, got a few minutes, so I thought I'd just mess around a little bit more with Dungeon Alchemist. I was reading a few things here and there on the Discord about it, and thought, oh, you know what, maybe try some of these out. So I've just randomly thrown together a few rooms here to play with. If there's anything in particular you want to find out, let me know. But yeah, so but basically what I've been doing here is creating a few in rooms. I created a garden room, so basically what you do is you create a room, you put some flooring in it like this, grass, and then you remove one of the walls, and that basically gives you a little in. And basically what I want to try out is whether I can give this a look of something multi-story. So I already started piling some assets on top of each other, so like the scaffolding here, which you can do. And basically I'm just knocking about a few things. So this is not an instruction video or demo video. This is just me messing about. Maybe it's of interest to you. So Dungeon Alchemist is a artificial intelligence, as they call it, supported or algorithm supported mapping tool. Just very briefly, if you are looking to make rooms, for example, here, and say, okay, I want a crypt room, and I'm going to have AI on, and I'm going to put the crypt, I don't know, out here. You just select the size of it, you select a ticket, and then it will go away and create a room with crypt assets for you. And for mapping, of course, for VTTs especially, this is really cool. But you don't just have the sort of the flattened map or the slightly 3D map, but you can also do screenshots or whatever to do some scenes like this, which you can use for mood setting. So quite cool. And some of them are animated, as you can see the torches here, and if you do a short video of it, you can use those animations in Foundry, for example, which I've done a couple of videos on. But as I said, today I just want to have a mess about with some of the stacking. So what I've done over here already is I started with this. You can only at this point have one floor, which is a bit limiting. So I've stacked, you might just be able to see it under there. I stacked some benches beneath here and then turned them around to create a floor, and then I put a rug on the floor, and then I used freestanding walls to put something on top of it, and then I put some stairs up. So I just want to see how far I can take that idea. So as I said, if you have any suggestions what I should be trying out, or if you've got any tips of what I'm doing here, then please tell me. So I'm going to put a door in here. Makes this whole thing look grander. Maybe have slightly different walls. Castle wall? No, that's got a non-straight top. It's something with a straight top that goes with that. Use that. So that's right. And then get rid of the other door. Don't need that anymore. So maybe we move the well a little to the side. And what you can also do is you can create paths, basically. This is a room, even though it doesn't look like a room. It's not landscape. So here I can use floor tiles, if I remember correctly. So let's use some stone, tile stone. Cobbles, why not? Let's go up here. Oh, there we go. Right, but I would really like have this wall here look a bit higher, a bit more impressive, maybe with a window in it. I'm not quite sure you can actually do that in freestanding walls. Let's see whether I can try it out. So I put behind here a couple of boxes already. So I use the object tool for that. That might enable me to put a wall on top of them. So I'm going to duplicate them. Stack them up a bit more. Move the whole pile over a bit. Once you stack something on top of the things are moving together, makes it a bit easier. So I'll do the same on the other side. Copy. And again copy. Oh, that's in the way. So put that on top. Right, now I wonder how many of the freestanding walls, if I can find them again, I can put on top. So here are freestanding walls, and they're the sort of peer supports that you can use. And this is peer support as in P-I-E-R, not what you get if you are looking for somebody to help you out. So as you can see here with the boxes behind it, the wall here jumps up on the first box, on the second box. But I think the asset needs to be half on the box to keep the height. As soon as I move it further over, it will drop down again. So what I need to do is I need to have a couple of extra boxes. So get rid of the torch and the ladder. Move those over there and try that here. This is, of course, smoke and mirrors. I mean, this is, I believe, functionality they're going to introduce eventually. But at this point, they haven't got it yet. So I could try now. This box is not perfectly aligned yet, is it? Let's try that. So freestanding wall. So if I wait for this to jump up to the second box. Oh, come on, it was working a minute ago. Oh. Fiddle, fiddle, fiddle. That's one of the fiddlinesses I didn't like about Tailspire. Oh, come on. Worked earlier. Let me try a rug. Rug's always good. So objects, rug. Make it a bit bigger in a second to fit it on here. See whether that does the trick. Jiggery pokery. As I said, messing about. Don't try this at home. Actually, do try it at home. Tell me how it goes. So, walls, stairs, walls, freestanding. Let's try that again. It worked earlier. You saw it work. So here's one box. Why is it not working? Because if I have it over here, you can see it worked over here. So on here, on the carpet, on the rug, it works. If I push it as far as it'll go, you can see this one now sits on the rug, whereas the other ones, these two in the middle here, they sit on the benches underneath. Hence the height difference. Of course, you can put the benches down first. So yeah. Huge latrine here. I still want that wall to go up. Because you can pile stuff, so why can't I put this on? So let's try that with a pillar. Yeah, the pillar works on the carpet. Quite a long way over. So if I aim for the carpet, it jumps down. Why does it jump down? There. Okay, if I duplicate that. That's a bit disappointing because it worked earlier. So I'm not quite sure what's going on here. As you can see here, it works. So this is the secret chamber above the latrine. It's a little bit like Flowscape. It's a little bit like meditation. If anybody has tried Flowscape before, it's quite cool. So, how am I placing? Yeah, my masonry is pretty good today. Maybe one more angle on it. Now, of course, with these freestanding diagonal walls, you can sort of approximate round ones, but round rooms at this point are not a feature yet. Again, I'm sure they'll do it eventually. It is still in early access, Dungeon Alchemist. Right. And then maybe put a pillar here. So the question is, can I put another on top now? Let's see. Do another few rugs. I will need to close the door. So, carpet. So if I just place it initially. and make it a bit bigger. And then rotate it and move it. Yeah, you can pile them up, but it doesn't move very well. So it needs the support there. If I move it... Right, so it seems to be the center point that you need to support. So, good. Then I'll just do another one over here, right? Oh, this is fiddly. There we go. Duplicate the whole thing again, put it the other way around, and I can start extending a new floor. So, as I said, jiggery-pokery. But you can see that I'm starting to build something up. Now, if I can attach a wall to the side of that, I wonder. Probably not, but give it a go. So, I can put it on top. Yeah, okay. Thing is, if you now remove the carpets, which is sort of the obvious thing to do, the walls will come down. They will disappear. They go poof. So if you can resize them a little bit, you can see everything on them resizes as well, which you can use if you want to make some objects bigger. Put them on something that you can resize. Yeah, okay, I think I'm not going to really set the world on fire today with this. Not going to work very well, is it? What if I make the wall taller? Ah, go away. Email notifications. That, of course, is something you can always do. You can make the wall taller and see whether... But the texture doesn't scale. So I just said if I make that like so, I can resize it if I put it on a rug. Let's see whether that works with the wall. Rug. So here's a carpet. Make it big. Put the wall on top of it. And resize the carpet slightly. Whoop. No. Oh, it's already as big as it can be, I suppose. Okay, carpet goes smaller. Wall goes bigger. Yeah, that fits. Duplicate that. Put it there. You know, that might work, but I would have to still put something over the top. So for a castle outside wall, that could work. If I could put something on top of this gate, that would be cool. It'll sit on the boxes underneath, but not actually on the door frame. We put a box here. Move the carpet across. Ah, it won't hold, won't hold. Right. Stack a few carpets. By the way, if you want to know how to do this properly, there is a really good place, and that's the Discord for this product. That's really cool. There, people have done all sorts of things, and they're sharing the maps there, and I can show you one in a minute, which is really cool. What is it called? The Yawning Portal. So that works. So if I now take one of these here, which is actually not standing on the gate, but it would be standing on the rug underneath, and scale it up. And push it forward as far as it will go. It won't go very far at all. Still a cool effect. Put a couple more behind it. It looks like this is a sort of thing where people can come to the gate. And of course, I should be able... No, I won't work on it. See whether I can put a door on the big doors. No. Right. Not what I wanted. So as you can see, these chamber pots can go all over the place, but always just on top of other objects. So if I want to put them on top of a wall, like these little catacomb walls here, it won't work. Floors and objects. Can I put them on top of that? No. Wall decorations, you can't put it on top. Now, what do you think? Is this useful? Another thing, of course, people were saying about the shadows. Sometimes the shadows are really moody and cool, but really inside the building, you would have a roof. So you shouldn't really have a shadow here, this shadow cast. So you can play with the lighting here. So you can basically say, where's the sun position? Yeah, or what's the time of day or night? But these settings only go so far. You've got these extra ones here where you can rotate it. But I still have a striking shadow here inside. Then I think I haven't, again, played with it. This is the lighting intensity. This is the height of the sun. So if you make it really high up in the sky, you can reduce the shadows on the map. You get them on the wall now, but it is reduced. You can also then change the color of the shadow. Of course, some of these are quite lurid, but the color temperature. So if you have it like this and you go for the map view, you don't see the shadows now. And that is something that most people will probably not want to see, those shadows, when they do a VTT map. For the outside world, I really like that, the shadows. Right. Let's play with these guys. Put a guardian here on my rug. The guardian of the rug. So can I put him on top of the gate? Now, if so, it's just because there's a rug underneath it. Oh, where did he go? Right. Oh. There we go. That looks pretty cool. So, now there's no room here, as I said earlier. If you want to put some roomage in here, you either have to do landscape, or you would have to do another room. So, for example, I could put a garden room here. So, grab a room. And as a random room, I'm not going to use it anyway. So instead I'm going to go to walls. I'm going to remove walls. Here the minus. And just run over the walls. Come on. Of course I could have resized the garden room. So go away rooms. Go away other objects. Yeah, if you didn't actually want any objects placed before you generate the room, you just switch off the AI and then it won't have any assets in it. And there's a wall I still have to remove. So minus, remove this wall. So I now have this parquet here. If I want grass, again you go to floor tiles, you go to grass, you go here and then go whoop. Now I've got a bigger garden and I can go back to the cobblestone. I think that's the same pattern. Right. How are we doing? It's not quite a grand castle entrance, but it's better than just having one story. And all this with the power of the rug. Yeah, let me just show you what happens if I remove this rug here. So this one here should hold up that wall there. And you can see it takes the wall with it. Which is a shame. Right, a couple of torches. I'm just going to borrow those from back there. Because I don't need them there. Where can I attach them? Ah, yes. No, of course I can't attach them to these walls because they're freestanding walls. Ah, yeah. As I said, I'm not saying this is functionality that I'm expecting to be there at this point. I'm just basically fudging it. And fudging it also comes with limitations. So be aware of that. So, yeah, you could make a scene from this. Forbidding castle wall with a stone guardian on top of it, and then you can open the doors. let people in and see the boxes behind it. Okay. What happens if I remove these, do you think? I'm going to destroy everything? So, the boxes are gone. Oh, because the rugs are holding it up from the boxes next to it. That works. Yeah, these rugs are holding it up now. And this is a rug on top of a rug, so I can take the support out. Should be able to do the same here. Yeah, that works. Okay, I'm just going to save this for a moment as my mess around, and then I'm going to show you the map I was talking about earlier. Messing it up. So, file, open map, if I can remember where I put it. Yawning portal. Now this is one I didn't make. This is from the Discord for this product. But this is just a very good illustrations if you invest the time and you have a bit more skill than I do, what you can do. So this is based on, I believe, a D&D setting, the Tales of the Yawning Portal, where you've got a big hole in the floor in the middle. And if you can't pay your bills or something, then you're going to be chucked in. So lovingly created. There's no particular tricks on this one, so there's no double flooring or anything like this, but it is very nicely done. So you've got some paravent here as standing walls within the room. That's a little trick. The loos are far too big. I don't think you would have that big loos in a pub. And then basically what they created here, let me just zoom out. They've done 2 floors. So in Foundry, for example, you can have this is the lower floor, and then you go up the stairs over here, that must be it, and you get this sort of balustrade effect here. So a half floor comes to roughly where the portal is. Yeah, and then in Foundry, of course, you can either just shift them across, or you can use teleporter or something like that to get across, or multi-level tokens. Yeah, so this is what's possible in it. So you can also see here that this wall here at the front is not a full-size wall, just a balustrade. Again, you can change walls quite easily. If you have a full-size wall back there, you go to walls, you say, okay, I want fences, for example, and you got the banister here. And then you can change whole rooms or individual bits to banisters. That's what they've done here, which I won't do right now. You can also put rock walls up, which looks really, don't know, strange. I once looked at a house in London which had sort of plasticky bits like this applied to the wall, so you're really feeling like you were living in a cave. Very strange. Yeah, and we've got all the good foodstuffs here. We've got bread out, we've got cheese wheels out. People are messing around with cheese wheels as well, making totem poles out of cheese wheels. We've got dice trays here with a dice in it. Look at that. Feels almost a little bit tabletop simulator, doesn't it? Yeah. Must be like a gaming convention here. Look, even in the bedroom they've got dice trays. Just booked myself on the next gaming convention, UK Games Expo. That'll be fun, hopefully. I haven't been at one of those for a while. So this is one of the things that I recently discovered. Let's see whether I've got another map I can show you. Other than the ones I've made. Somebody made a Quarry map with rock walls, which I quite liked as well. That's again from the Discord. So you can sort of this sort of scene. You can't quite get the first person view for a camera yet. That would be good, so I could actually go right into the quarry. But what you can do is, of course, you can zoom in and out, and you can do the map views flat and 3D. This would be a pretty cool map, I think. Maybe slightly too square, but yeah, these are all rocks. These are all assets, freestanding rocks, which have been made as big as they will go. And a rock arch. What I would love to be able is to just put myself in the door and look into it, and then change the lighting. Yeah, so go into different sides so you get the different shadow effects here. It'll come. I'm sure it'll come soon. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. So, What else have I got here? Yeah, am I messing about one? Let's go back to that one. If you have any question, I see there's one viewer anyway. Live. If you have any questions, let's hear them. Or you want to give me any tips on how to do this properly. One thing I noticed, you can mess around with scaffolding as well. So go to Objects, Scaffolding. So which essentially gives you another layer. So if I put that there, how many of them can I pile up? I can put the tall scaffolding here somewhere. Let's use my rug. This is a sort of gallows thing that must have a rug on it. I just want the rug. Come on. Give me the rug. There we go. Straight. Make it big. Right, if I put another scaffold now, what should happen, as soon as it hits the rugs, it jumps up to a level. There we go. So, rug, copy, on top, scaffold, on top, make it big. No, I moved my wall, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, so you can basically play like you used to play with building blocks. So can I put it on top? I think I can if I just copy this one. I think I can put it on top. But no, it doesn't jump up. If I put another rug on top, will that work? I might have reached my maximum ceiling here. No, it doesn't. Who knew that you could use rugs for structural engineering? So, if I shrink this a little bit, so it's just as wide as a wall, then you should be able, with a few copies of this, to make this into a mortar layer. And don't ask me what this is going to do for the memory intensity of having the map. So I've basically put a mortar layer on top of this wall now. Do you think I can place another wall on top? No. No, on the top of the box it works. How far can I go? Have I reached the limit? Have I? One more. One more. So I'm higher than that. Can I just say this is way easier than Jenga? Yeah, that seems to be the height. That one doesn't go on top. Okay. So what if I put this on top when it's really small and then blow it up? There we go. It looks like a bar stool rather than a scaffold now. Ah, that's the rug. No, that really seems to be the maximum now. I can't get any higher or bigger than that. Okay. Yeah, I made a couple of videos on tips and tricks and stuff for this one as well. This is, as I said, a messing around video. If you're more interested in seeing what it can do, how to import a map into Foundry, things like that, how to get it animated into Foundry, then have a look at the other videos in the playlist or on my account. And that'll make more sense to you, I'm sure. So, decoration's always cool. You can upload your own paintings if you like. What can I stick them to? Normal walls, but not the freestanding walls. Okay. Okay, so I think that's probably as much experimentation as I'm going to do right now. But if you have any questions or you would like me to start a new map or something, then let me know. Got some time, I'm just running out of ideas what to mess about with. extra big broom and bucket for the giant who's the housekeeper here. Yeah. Let me save this. Maybe do a new map. So ask you printing or digital. I always go for digital. Let's have some landscape with this one. Oh, hello, Mr. Dinjavel. Thanks for your message earlier. Yeah, as I said, I'm just messing about. If you want me to do anything in particular, then please ask. Also, wenn ich irgendwas Besonderes machen will, dann sagst du Bescheid, no? So, this is a landscape. What shall we have? Shall we have some boats? This looks like it's a place for boats. So maybe this is Pirates of the Caribbean or Hexen in the Caribbean. So what I like actually is that the asset doesn't just sit on top of the water. If I zoom right in, you can see that it sits on the ground. So if that is underwater, then the boat is now suitably flooded. I quite like that. So you can always play a little bit of populace here. You can flatten terrain, or you can raise it. Yeah, you can say, oh, I need a little bit of hilliness here. And then you can put some other assets on it. So trees. That's probably a bit too big. Shrink it down. Yeah, I can just spend hours doing this. Rock walls. Ah yes, they're smooth on one side. You can use these for dungeons. I just wanted a rock that I could place under the water somewhere. So I can make stepping stones like this. Just poking out. When you make floors, are you making new rooms to expand the original map? Sort of. You probably missed that when I made that earlier. The two floors, I haven't actually found a really good way of doing that yet. What I've done earlier on the other map, I can briefly replicate that here, I think, is you create a room, a little room somewhere, like that. It doesn't really matter how big it is. And then a second floor over the top, you have to, at this point, because it's still a feature that they haven't developed yet, so you have to cheat to get the second floor. So for example, what you can do to cheat is you can take an object like a rug, which you put on objects. I haven't got the object yet. Hang on. And you always use boxes usually, or crates. I think I got crates in here. So crates. Put that in there. Stack them up a bit. Now 2 boxes should be the height of the room. There you go. You then go for the rug. Put it on top. Resize it, shift it about, and there you go. You now have a second floor that you can put stuff on. Of course the torches are burning up the rug, but don't let that hinder it too much. What you can now do is you can use freestanding walls or pillars or whatever, and they will sit on the rug. So it is, to use the English phrase, jiggery-pokery. Ja, das ist ein Hin- und Her-Gemauschele hier. That will allow you to actually achieve something like this. And it requires a lot of patience with the mouse. for it to snap on. So why does it not want to go up? Ah, that's up, that's up. How far would it let me go? Right to the edge? Yes, got it. Duplicate it there, put it right next to it. And then I reached a maximum level, I think it was about 4 of these walls, and then it wouldn't let me put anything else on. But this is basically how you would then create a second wall on it, second floor on it. So, do I need to climb up the boxes, do I? I also noticed that sometimes you have to put more than one rug down. You have to get the snapping points. Yeah, does that answer that question? I hope it does. So, what else can we have here? A mysterious column. What you will notice, I think as I pointed that out in the previous video as well, is at this point, yeah, that doesn't look great, does it? Because it doesn't sink into the ground. It attaches itself to the right bit. So you have to flatten the floor for things like this, flatten the terrain out a little bit. You can use the brush size up here to make it more targeted. And then it'll sit in there properly. There we go. Now it'll sit properly. Yeah, a bit of touching up required. But you can really play with these things, and that's where the fun is, isn't it? So, statue, for example, I can have a little statue on top of here, a demon statue. And I should be able to put that on top of the pillar. I was able to do it earlier. And now I can't. But I can put it on my rug up there. So there you go. And you can make the rugs really small, so yeah, I tried to use them as mortar earlier. But I'm back in messing about mode now. Oh look, I took him off his pedestal. Right. Yeah, if you wanted to expand the landscape, by the way, at this point, you can't just say, oh, I want a bigger lake. You will have to create a room of some sort. Attach it. Drag it over. Let it do its thing, and then it expands the landscape around, and then you can just get rid of the room again, and you'll have a very flat bit of landscape there, but you can ruffle that up. So that's the way to expand the map. So mooring poles. What else have we got here? An overhang. And if you put them in the water, it should really touch itself. Yeah, you can just about see it. If I lower the floor, you'll see what happens. Lower terrain. Make us deep water. So if I now have the same asset again, you can see that basically you can make things just poke out as much as you like. Yeah. Oh yeah, I could really see something here working with that. There are a number of assets, of course, they're all very much the same style at this point. So if you don't like the style, then that's not great. But I think there will definitely be coming more and more. So the more people are going to buy into this product, the better for everybody. You can also not sort of extend it without making it larger. So you can do proportional scaling at this point, but I can't just drag it and say, I want this bridge longer but not higher. It doesn't work at this moment. So again, sometimes you have to just overlap a couple of these. See whether you can align it so it doesn't look completely ridiculous. And then you can reach over. Yeah, never mind. Right. That was one question. Any other questions? Yeah, and this is sort of stuff I was talking about earlier. We have got these animations. But if you want to put it into Foundry or Roll20 or what is it called, Fantasy Grounds, the one I backed early, and Unity, and basically never use, despite my ultimate license. If you have it as a map like this, you won't actually see any animation on it, and I think that's a pity. So there is a trick. Watch one of my other videos if you want to find it out. So, because these shadows, for example, I would want that on my map. I would want to show that it's alive until it's not. Right, evening, and then go back to the other map. Yeah, this is starting to look a bit better now. Right, I think that's enough for today. Thank you very much for watching and for staying around. If you have any questions, put them in the comment. Let me know.